Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Chocolate Thunder podcast. I'm Joshua Roses. I wanted to talk to y'all today about something I think all of us comedians go through, and that is getting bumped. For those of you who don't know what getting bumped is, typically when you go and do an open mic, for example, you sign up on a list at a certain time, and whoever's hosting or running the mic will run down the list in order. But every now and then, either more established comedians or whatever the case may be, they might show up and ask to get squeezed in. And so the host or whoever's running it will usually fit them in between some of the comedians that have already signed up. And so, for example, if I'm number 10 on the list and two established comedians get squeezed in before I go up, I now am number 12. And there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has to put in their dues, and it happens to all of us. But sometimes there's situations where it really feels like it sucks. I don't think there's any other way to put it. It just really will mess up your vibe for the whole evening. This one mic that I did here recently, I won't say which one it was or anybody who thought was there, just to kind of not put them on blast. But it really wasn't even their fault, but it just felt like utter chaos at this mic. And again, I know bumping is a thing. It's those more established comedians, they kind of earn that right. And I know some comedians may disagree with me on that. Not everybody's going to feel the same as I do. But I'm just putting things out there from my perspective. I don't think I would have had a problem with it, with getting bumped or anything like that. The crowd that night, it really felt almost electric. Like they were really into it, giving lots of laugh. They were involved. It almost felt like it was the perfect crowd. And so I definitely was excited to go up. I really couldn't wait to try out, new material, try to see what some of my older material would be like, trying it out on this crowd, see how they would respond to it. I was really excited for it, but some stuff happened, and I don't know whose fault it was or who decided on it, but a lot of comedians who came in and wanted to get on the list ended up getting on. They bumped the rest of us. We ended up going further down the list. It felt like almost 10 spots by the end of the night by the time we actually got up. But and another thing is how comedians who missed their spot were still getting put back in and squeezed in. So essentially it was almost like they were bumping us all the same. But it does suck. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say, oh no, it's part of the process, which it really kind of is. You kind of just take your lumps here in comedy and do what you can do and take what you can get. But it it doesn't mean you got to feel great about all of it. It does have its ups and downs, especially because by the time that I actually did go up, I think I should have gone up. I should have gone up originally around, I want to say closer to 9:30, and I think it was probably almost 11:30, 11:45 by the time I actually ended up going up. And at this time, most of the audience had already gone. I think there was only maybe 7 people left. And, they weren't, I'm not going to say they were a bad audience or anything, because any audience is better than no audience. At least there's some kind of feedback. But they just weren't giving it. There wasn't really a whole lot of laughs. They had, a few drinks in them already, so I don't really know if they were really even paying attention to us. And it really just takes the wind out of your sails, because here I was so excited to try out all this stuff, and then at this point, it's like I might as well just be talking to the back of the room, because I'm getting nothing from them. And of course, if my jokes needed work, or if I just wasn't presenting it right, that's one thing. But when 90 to 95% of the crowd is gone and you can't even get any proper feedback on it, it's kind of hard to tell if it's either what little crowd you have left or if it's your actual jokes. Again, I mean, I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining and stuff like that. I don't want it to come across that way. I'm more saying it so people who aren't on the scene kind of know what happens. I mean, it's not just, get up there, tell jokes, and it's going to go great. Sometimes you do have nights where things aren't going to go as planned. You're not going to go up when you think you're supposed to go up. You might end up going on a lot later than you really expect, and it's cool. As long as I get up, I'm just happy to be doing comedy. But it definitely brought down the mood. I can't speak for anybody else that was there that night at this mic, but for me at least, it definitely kind of stole the energy from me. And I don't know if my heart was really in that set after that, because you just feel so discouraged and so almost let down. As soon as I was done with my set, I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to hang out afterwards with anybody. Didn't want to really stick around to see what few comics actually were left to go up. I was just kind of so discouraged at that point, just for the evening. But yeah, it really kind of brought me down that night. And but I was able to get out of it. I'm excited to get back out there and do more mics. I was ready to get over that little funk that I was in and start working on the next one, because even when you have a bad night, you kind of have to have short-term memory. You have to kind of, okay, take it in, sit in it for a minute, let it just kind of wash over you, but then you kind of got to just move on, start thinking about the next set, where you can improve, if you can work on any other new jokes that you want to put out there, rework some of the stuff you already tried, and just kind of take it from there. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on that little subject really quick, because I don't think a lot of people who aren't on the comedy scene realize that this kind of stuff goes on. And, I just want to let everybody else in to kind of see what we see, and, kind of just take y'all along for the ride. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Please leave a like and consider subscribing. Also, be sure to check out my social medias. The links will be in the description box below. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next one.